Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ruffle Rowlett, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have massive news coming to us from Gameinformer. Ladies and gentlemen, Gameinformer, alongside other news outlets or media outlets, have actually gotten their hands on Pokemon Sword and Shield, and they have played the first 90 minutes of the games. This also includes a few other YouTubers who have also gotten their hands on it. I think maybe even Serby might have had his hands on it. I mean, I'm not sure exactly if he has, but I think usually he does also get his hands on it. So, you know, Joe Merrick might have played it, but not just yet. I can pretty much notice, but yeah, either way, ladies and gentlemen, what are we talking about? Well, ladies and gents, today we have here a Gameinformer article that goes through the beginning of the game, playing through the beginning of the game, and they're explaining here Pokemon Sword, how it felt like playing through Pokemon Sword in the initial 90 minutes of the game. Now, as we already know, Dan TDM is one of the people that we know of that has confirmed that he has actually played the game, and we know for a fact now that for the coming weeks, guys, this week, next week, the week after that, you can expect small bits of information to pop up here and there from the people that have played the games, and small details to crop up here and there, of course, and of course, you know, there might even be some gameplay shown from these people, because that's what they got to do last year with Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. With Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, these content creators, these media companies, they got the right to put out about 30 minutes to 20 minutes of gameplay from their sessions of gameplay that they did, which was about 90 minutes of you know, gameplay sessions. I'm not sure if it was 90 minutes last year, but it was 90 minutes this time, so they'll be able to give us a little bit of an insight of what those games look like, and we'll be able to see some gameplay of that. Of course, you guys can check out those videos on your own if you want to, or you can sit here and, you know, have your boy go through it and explain all the details of it and break it down. So let's get started with the first things first, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. Pokemon Sword playing through the beginning of the game. So, this is posted by Brian Shia. So, Shia, and of course, if you guys want to read this on your own, the link is going to be down below. Let's get into it. So, of course, we already know all the publisher stuff. We don't really need to get into that. Let's get into the actual topic here. So, Pokemon Sword and Shield have looked very impressive every step of the way, but while we were able to play through a gym at E3 this year, extended hands-on time has been eluded as thus far. Thankfully, that recently changed. I played through the first hour and a half of Pokemon Sword to see how the Switch's first all-new mainline Pokemon game is shaking out. Now, here's the thing though, there is actually another, you know, there's been another, like, company that we know of that has actually, like, you know, put out a video about this, which is Nintendo Life. So if you guys haven't seen Nintendo Life's video, I would highly recommend checking it out. Actually, we'll open Nintendo Life as well and see if there's actually any posts about this, because usually they do post videos about this stuff as well. We're gonna put like a little bit of a thingy here. So no, they've only put out a video on it, so you guys can check out the video on it if you want to, because then, you know, there they go through a little bit of their direct, you know, hands-on approach to it and how it felt to play through the whole games and all that sort of stuff. It's a 14-minute video, so I'd highly recommend watching that. But let's continue here. So the first thing I noticed was I could use a Switch Pro controller, something not possible with the last year's Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I didn't have the opportunity to create my own character, but you still choose from basic looks, gender, skin tone, etc. from the get-go. Also, I played docked in TV mode. In TV mode, Pokemon Sword and Shield, Pokemon Sword, rather, ran smooth, without any noticeable hiccups or frame rate drops, which is good. That is really good. That makes me happy. And also here, guys, we get a good look at the first gym, the first, you know, like character's, you know, room, like the player's room. So this is actually pretty cool. Let me make my little camera here smaller for a minute, just so we can zoom in on this and check in, like, this image, because I don't think we've seen this image before. So interesting stuff there to see. First of all, on the left side here, we got a little bit of a table, bed, all that sort of stuff. We got a, like a map, or like a, I guess a picture, some sort of poster, with a Pokeball, a Great Ball, Ultra Ball, Master Ball, and all the other small Pokeballs beneath that. On the shelf here, we got some weird image right there. And then, of course, the best parts is these three guys right here, which kind of gives me a feeling that maybe this is an indication that we might see Gigantamax forms for the other Pokemon. Now, why am I saying this? Because look at this, right? Charizard here is the one Pokemon that we know has a Gigantamax form right now, and Gengar has been hinted to get a Gigantamax form, as we've heard from a few rumors here and there. And, of course, a lot of people feel like it's logical for it to get one. And then, of course, you know, you have Chunky Boy here as well, who's also just, you know, like, been talked about getting one, and a lot of viewers has also predicted that. And also, as you notice, they all have red eyes. Now, what is this interesting? What is interesting about these red eyes and this kind of like red background and them being huge? Like, look at the buildings in the background here. The buildings are small and whatnot. So this, of course, could just be hinting at Dynamax forms, but I think it's actually hinting at Gigantamax forms, because they got red eyes and whatnot, and it feels like that might be a hint towards the Gigantamaxing of these Pokemon. I'm not sure if that is the case, but we'll have to wait and see. There's also a little bit of a you know, sports poster over here, which we can see. And I think that's really all about that. And then, of course, you know, there's the outside here. You can see, like, the hallway a little bit, and that's really all we can say from that. So, yeah, let's get back to the rest of the article, shall we, right now? Okay, here we go. So, As with all Pokemon games, the story begins with a character telling you about the exciting world of Pokemon. However, instead of it being the typical professor giving the monologue, Sword and Shield open with a speech from Chairman Rose, okay, in the middle of a stadium in the style of a Pokemon TV broadcast. The speech goes over the same beats as your typical Pokemon opening, but sets the tone for the sports-centric atmosphere in the Galar region. After a brief speech, undefeated Galar champion Leon emerges to begin a battle with a character I can't yet discuss. Okay, so it's somebody that's hidden we don't know about yet. Leon calls out his trusty Charizard and the broadcast cuts away just as Charizard grows enormous in size. Once you assume the control of your character, you're inside your idyllic countryside home. Your mom get ready for a lot of UK inspired slang, by the way. Really? Okay. And your friend Hop encourage you out to the door and as you learn the basics of the game. All right. After making it to Wedgehurst, that's the name of the first town. Wedgehurst, what a weird name. I mean, you know, like Pallet Town and like Lil Root and whatnot. I mean, okay, Wedgehurst. That is, wow. Okay, Wedge. I mean, I get it. I get the name, but wow. Okay, that was unexpected. Holy moly. Okay, the first small town in Sword and Shield. You run into Leon, who's addressing the town after a spirited speech. It's revealed that he's Hop's brother. When you meet him again, back closer to your house, Leon gives you your starter Pokemon. And here also we get to see the in-game images here of Leon's mother. As you can see, Leon's mother up there, most likely, I would assume, up there in the yellow. And of course, next to her, it looks like that's going to be our in-game mother, who's wearing, what are those called? Like those, like, I'm not sure, in Swedish, like, hängslen or whatever, but I'm not sure the like, English, oh, sorry, in Swedish, it's like hängslen or whatever, but, like, I'm not sure what the English word is for that, but, like, the overall thing, right, she's wearing that, which makes it look a little bit like a farmer, I don't know, I guess that's the point, because there's a Wooloo right there as well, and, of course, a tiny Scorbunny. Wow, Scorbunny looks really tiny. Holy moly, dude, look at the size of that thing. It is insignificantly sized. Wow. Okay. And of course, they're seemingly barbecuing here. As you can see, they're making some food on the barbecue, which looks interesting. I don't know. I like the style of this. Like, it looks really, really interesting. So, weird start. Okay, so let's continue. So, Leon gives you your starter Pokemon. So, that's what you do there. Now, I choose Water type Subble, and Hop scoops up Scorbunny. Since he's positioned as a friendlier rival than those from the earlier games, he always picks the Pokemon that's weak to the type you choose. Okay, so he chooses okay, cool. Hop's overflowing energy matches that of Scorbunny, so in my mind, it's a perfect match. Leon then recalls the sole remaining Pokemon, Grookey, with a subtle emphasis on Leon bringing the grass type back to his possession. I ask if we'll ever see a particular Grookey again, the team declines the comment. As is tradition with our first Pokemon in our possession, I battle my rival. Alright, there we go, so that's that. Now, the transition from the old world to battle is flashy, an expressive trainer image leading directly into their Pokemon sequence. It feels cinematic, alright, even though it's not anything we haven't seen in other games outside of Pokemon before. After winning the battle, it's time to head back to Wedgehurst, this time to visit Professor Magnolia's lab. However, upon leaving, a Wooloo has broken through the fence by your house, so you must wander into the eerie slumbering weld to find it. Ooh, slumbering weld to find it. What is a slumbering weld? I do wonder. Let's open up this image. Here we can see a little bit more of an insight of what this area looks like, you know, like around your house, I guess, or like the house, you know, where I guess maybe Hop lives? I don't know. Either way, that's where Hop lives, right? We can see a little bit more of that. There's clearly a Wooloo behind her there, so I'm not sure if that's the whole case of that, but let's see. So, in the foggy, so the slumbering wood, I get it. So that's the weld, sorry. The slumbering weld, I guess, is the kind of forest that's right next to the starting town. That's what the slumbering weld is. So, in the foggy slumbering weld, I run into a couple of different types of new Pokemon, which I unfortunately can't talk about. As I venture, wait, really? It meets new Pokemon there. Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. Good. That's good to know, actually, when we play through the game. As I venture deeper into the woods, a mysterious creature appears before me. While I can't spoil what happens, I eventually exit the slumbering weld, Wooloo by my side, and I'm back on the track towards Wedgehurst. Alright, now after arriving at Professor Magnolia's lab, it quickly becomes apparent that she's not there. Alright, okay. Let's continue, shall we? Instead, Sonia, Magnolia's granddaughter and assistant, greets me. Unfortunately, Professor Magnolia is on a trip northwest of Wedgehurst, so I'm off once again. However, before venturing out of the town, I swing by the Pokemon Center. Galarian Pokemon Centers continue down the path of being one-stop shops for many of your Pokemon needs. In addition to healing your Pokemon through the nurse, you can also have their nicknames rated, renamed, or even delete moves. Oh, that's already all there? You can access the PC and buy supplies in the shop that was stocking up. It's time to venture to Professor Magnolia. Wait, can you do all these things? Nicknames, like change nicknames, rename them, nicknames rated, nicknames renamed, or even delete moves. You can already do that like from the get-go. That is actually going to be awesome. That is great. I'm not sure. I think we would... Wait, that's interesting. That is interesting. That's awesome. That's good. All right, so... On the way to Magnolia's location, I encounter 7 different Pokemon in the wild. Well, I can't say any of the creatures aside from Yamper. Allow a different Pokemon appear in the tall grass through random encounters, then do as the creatures that roam in the environment. This not only gives you the sense of a living world, but also the mystique of being surprised when an encounter starts without you having initiated it. Catching Pokemon gives you experience, and each encounter splits these XP between your entire team automatically. You can also whistle to attract wild Pokemon to your position. That's great. That's good to know. By the time I reach the end of the route, I have a full team of Pokemon that reached just below or just above level 10. Unfortunately, my time is short, so I don't have enough time to continue to the grind and see the first evolution of Sobble. The water starter reaches the level 12 before I admit defeat in this endeavor. So they're making the grind pretty hard, man. So there we have an Onix, of course, in the open world area, which also, the open world area here, man, it looks a little bit more lush, I've got to say, man. It looks, I mean, still that tree looks awful. Like that I mean, I'm not talking about the N64 thing, whatever. I'm talking about like this berry tree. I know it's meant to emphasize what it is, like it's a berry tree, but man, does it look so like, I don't know, plasticky almost. But the actual background here, man, like the grass and like the trees on the side, like the actual like leaves and stuff, they actually look great. Like they actually look good. Look at the ground, look at the flowers, look at the flora, like the flowers and flora over here. Like look at that. That's actually awesome. This is the sort of stuff I wanted them to do more of, like those like kind of patches of like areas where, you know, it's a little bit more stuff going on, because if you're in an open plain, it's not going to be just like, you know, single open plain. It's going to be shit's going to be going on, you know, going on. It isn't as consistent as it might seem. But yeah, so that's interesting. So after meeting up with Professor Magnolia and Leon to learn about Dynamax phenomenon, she's studying you, Hop, and ask for letters and of endorsement so you can compete against gym leaders to earn the right to battle in the Pokemon League. While the idea is initially met with hesitance, after all, you literally just got your starter like a Pokemon like 25 minutes ago, a battle Hop changes their minds and you receive a letter of endorsement so you can challenge the gym leader throughout Galar. Now, starting with the nearest major city, Motostoke. Really? Interesting name. Okay, so Motostoke is the first city. Now, once I received the letter of endorsement, a shiny object falls from the sky. This wishing star grants me access to the Dynamax ability, which causes your Pokemon to grow massive and powerful in battle. Now it's on to Motostoke, the first big city in my major journey. You can see part of the city in our exclusive behind-the-scenes look at Game Freak. So I'm not sure we can access that. But yeah, we can't seem to access that. It's exclusive coverage, so we need to buy access to it. But yeah, so... yeah, we need to get our hands on the actual thing, you know. But yeah, let's see. Can we get access to it? Can we see like? Nope, that's the thing we can find our hands on it. But it's fine. Not the end of the world. It's okay. I think they've actually posted about some of this stuff already. We've actually already seen it a lot. But yeah, let's continue though. So here they show. Oh, what is that? Oh, is that a Stuffle? Is that a Stuffle? I think it's Stuffle. Okay, so either way. So on my way, I find a TM for Swift. TMs in Sword and Shield are multi-use, so I don't have to worry about painstakingly deciding which creature to use it on. That's good, of course. I appreciate that. But I can make it to Motostoke, I must venture through the wild area. Alright, so the wild area feels large from the very beginning. In this part of Galar, the camera swings behind my character and I can rotate it 360 degrees. As I run through the area, different biomes present themselves with unique Pokemon running and flying around. I don't have time to venture into the tall grass to see which Pokemon are hidden in there, but I noticed that the weather changes between the different parts of the wild area, dictating to an extent which Pokemon appear. Okay, cool. It's kind of cool. Like, look at that Onix right there, dude. Look, it's just giant Onix. Now, I finally arrive in Motostoke. So this is Motostoke. This is it. This is the kind of like rustic city. That's the first city we're going to. Interesting. It isn't going to be the little like grassy town where we saw Mailloux. I guess he isn't going to be the first gym maybe. Huh, interesting. So that's strange. Now, I finally arrive in Motostoke, a relatively giant town that puts Wedgehurst to shame. I have just enough time to tour around the streets, get a glimpse into the clothing boutique, and see outside of the gym before my time with the game ends. After spending an hour and a half in Galar, I'm even more excited to see what lies beyond Motostoke and the wild area. Thankfully, we don't have long to wait, as Sword and Shield launched November 15th. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the general info there, guys. So that was the whole article, that was the video. It's almost as long as the video from Nintendo Life, which I'd highly recommend to watch real quickly if you guys want to get more information. So go watch that, please, if you wouldn't mind. It will definitely give you more info. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching the video, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a like down below. Actually, this gets me excited, man. This gets me excited, gets me ready, gets me hyped up for more Pokemon stuff. Like, I don't know, dude. It just gets me excited, man. It just gets me so hyped. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching the video, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a like down below. Make sure to subscribe for future videos. My name is Ruffle Reality. Have a great one. Bye-bye, ladies and gents.